I'm Sal.
I'm Beth.
We are the Brewery Lovers, here to tell you about Lost Wages, Nevada, and Las
Vegas.
We did go to Vegas. Were we planning to go to Vegas?
I don't know. It's in the area. We were driving kind of that way.
Yeah.
It's warm.
They do have a couple of breweries. They have a bunch of breweries.
They have a bunch of breweries, yeah.
Not too many super highly rated. So we kind of cherry-picked the good ones. And we also realized that our life had turned into the movie. What's the name of the movie? Lost in America.
Lost in America, which everybody who heard what we were doing. We're selling our house. We're getting rid of all our stuff. We're moving into an RV. We're going to see the country. And I don't know how many people said to us, you got to see the movie Lost in America.
Never saw it.
Well,
until recently.
We did recently.
I was like, oh my God.
After we went to Vegas.
We went to Vegas. We went to Hoover Dam. It's like...
So if you want the amusing version of our lives, get Lost in America.
It's like our life, except with better writers. So here's Beer Zombies. Beer Zombies has a couple of locations around Nevada. It's ironic because we went here because they had a good rating, and it was convenient. It was kind of on the route.
Mm-hmm. It was on the way into Las Vegas.
And then we ended up spending a lot of time at another Beer Zombies in Boulder City, over by Hoover Dam, when we were doing the Lost in America recreation. Anyway, that's the topic of another video. But this is the Dean Martin Beer Zombies, because that's the name of the street it's on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really kind of a food place. The bars, you'll see in a minute, the bar is tiny. Here's the food side, Skinny Fats.
So you call to ask, make sure they're open, and they say, hi, Skinny Fats.
Yeah, it was
and
really,
I'm like,
really confusing.
I was looking for Beer Zombies. Oh, yeah, that's us,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, that's us. It's the same. I guess in Nevada, you know, they can do everything.
Whatever.
Yeah. In New Jersey, you can't own food and brewery with a regular...
With a regular license. If you have a brew pub
craft
license,
beer license,
then you can have a restaurant.
Anyway, it's complicated. We did not eat, so I can't give you a food review. Imagine that. Little tiny bar. What is that, a 4-seater?
Yep. The bar was tiny, but you could go eat in the food part.
Yeah.
Or drink in the food part.
And I love the tap handles were in this unbelievable sticker wall. Like every single
ours.
inch.
Just kidding.
Yeah, ours. This may be in there somewhere. Cool tap handles. I don't know if you can see them there. They're kind of like skeleton arms, like zombie monster arms. Yeah. It's the whole zombie vibe. But they didn't go crazy with that. It's not like in your face.
It's not scary.
Although they were playing scary movies at the other place.
They were.
In Nevada.
Yeah.
In Boulder City.
So I sat with my back to the TV.
So we didn't realize that the brewery, we didn't realize till after we had this flight, the brewery is expanding, and they didn't have too many of their own beers on tap. So most of these are actually guests.
The one we had that was theirs was called We Are the Weirdos, and it was a double New England hazy.
Double New England. They had a couple of hazy IPAs we really liked, and those ended up being our go-tos in Boulder City.
Yeah.
When we hung out there.
When we moved to Boulder
We moved to Boulder City for a week. When I saw the movie, I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe all this stuff we're doing. Moved to Nevada for a week. Like it was uncanny anyway. What else? We had some guest
We had
taps.
a couple guest taps. One was called Red-Headed Stranger. That was a guest tap. Dark Star was an Imperial Oatmeal Stout from Fremont, which is also in Nevada.
Yeah, these were all like local breweries.
And we had a Goza. No,
we don't,
Goose.
A Goose, we don't remember.
Goose.
We don't know who made the Goose. We don't have that information.
Yeah.
But anyway, cool place. The beer was really good. Their beer was good, and we learned later that most of their beers were good because we sampled many more over in Boulder City. We did the monorail. The monorail is kind of cool. It's a little bumpy.
But it's fun. You drive around, you can see a lot of Vegas.
And it's kind of cool. It's a timestamp ticket, so you can just get on and off as many times as you want.
Yep.
Throughout the time period. This is the
High
roller, yeah, which is the
observation wheel.
Observation wheel.
They don't call it a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, you're not allowed to call it a Ferris wheel. Give me a break already. It's a Ferris wheel. Although it's really interesting. You can't see it in the dark. It is a giant bicycle wheel. It is a very large version of a bicycle wheel. The engineering of it.
Yeah.
Hub in the middle, spokes. It's pretty interesting. I never saw a bicycle wheel that big, but that's probably why they don't want you to call it a Ferris wheel, because it's not made out of like riveted steel plates like a Ferris wheel is.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It takes a half an hour to do the rotation, and it's really pretty at night because the lights keep changing.
So here's the view from the monorail.
And I just got a plug here. If you need to know anything about Las Vegas, you have to go to Turn It Up World.
Turn It Up World. We'll put a link.
Because Tanya and Dave know everything there is to know about Las Vegas. That's their home base. They are fellow Echo owners. Really fun, sweet people. And
Yeah, we met them. They have a really good YouTube channel, and they started out like kind of Vegas only.
Yes.
And so they really covered Vegas, and they live there at least part of the year. They're the Vegas authority on YouTube as far as we're concerned. And they're also very fun to watch.
Yep.
And they're also really cool people. Beth looks good under these flashing Fremont Street lights, I think. Beth looks good under any light.
Well, I wouldn't say that. the dimmer the light, the better I look.
So Fremont Street has completely changed since the days of Lost in America, which was, what, in the 80s?
85, I think.
Even if you look at the YouTube video, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. It's
Guess we can't link that.
Completely, yeah, we could. Put the link. It completely changed because they put in this crazy electronic ceiling, this LED ceiling over the whole street. So now it's kind of weird because Vegas kind of feels like a big shopping mall anyway. Is my impression of it.
It's like Disney World for grown-ups.
Yeah, Disney World with gambling and prostitution.
So maybe it's not so much like Disney
My
World.
kind of Disney World. But it's pretty spectacular, this ceiling, even though it definitely changed the feel of Fremont Street. You used to look up and see the sky, you know, but
Now it's bands.
it's pretty crazy.
Like it's music and
Yeah.
visuals and zip lining.
Yeah, here come people flying on the zip line.
Can I open this?
Wait, we're drinking beer?
We usually drink beer.
Oh, okay, what do we got?
So it's called Atomic Duck.
Atomic Duck from Abel Baker. That's a story. We'll get to that in a second. It's actually a Las Vegas beer, and it's actually one of the breweries that we visited. But Fremont Street, this is like old Vegas. I love this stuff. Binion's, Horseshoe, the Golden Gate. Now, of course, there's all kinds of street performers around. We saw Chewbacca, and we saw all kinds of stuff.
And he makes the noise, the Chewbacca noise.
Yeah. What is this? What kind of beer is this? This is their hazy?
IPA.
Regular IPA? Mm-hmm. So it's pretty nice, bright, a little bit hazy. But that's probably just a little protein haze from being cold.
Yeah.
It's super clean, hoppy, mostly hops, nicely balanced. It's got a nice hop aroma, not in your face, but of course it's probably
it's
cold.
Balanced.
Yeah, it's a really drinkable IPA. Here's Abel Baker. Okay, here the story: the two atomic bombs, that the U.S. government dropped to test at the Nevada testing site in southern Nevada, southwest. It's kind of almost to Death Valley, California. They were called Abel and Baker, A and B, basically. They didn't give them any fancy names. And this is the one with there were all these soldiers around. Like, soldiers were just a few miles from the bomb. It was
like
crazy.
6 miles.
The photographs are horrifying. But they also there was animals around. I don't know if the government put them there or they were just there.
I don't know. I think they were just native.
Yeah, so anyway, the legend goes that the one duck survived the detonation of these atomic bombs and waddled off into history, as the brewery says, and became forever known as the Atomic Duck. So that's where the duck theme comes from. So this is their flagship, which is Atomic Duck.
And when you get a flight, it's got a duck on it.
Yeah, you'll see that.
2 flights, 2 ducks.
So we have some stowaways now with
Yeah.
us. They've been with us ever since Abel Baker.
Yep.
They don't eat much, and they don't weigh much, and they don't take up much space, so we kept them. Fun place. They really did a great job with the branding. It's all this sort of Cold War, World War II-ish looking art. Here you see the pinup girl on the grain silo, that's actually their grain silo. It is functioning. They have this atomic bomb history thing up on the wall. And the duck, of course. But it's all this military propaganda in the branding. It was fun. Fun place. Tons of stuff.
So much stuff on
look
tap.
at this. 34 things? Or more? More than 34.
Yeah, more than.
Well, pretty much 34. And there's a couple of ciders in there. But the bonus was there was a very nice young man sitting at the little bar at the brewery here. Turns out he's the assistant brewer.
Yeah.
He had just gotten off his shift. And we spent a fair amount of time speaking to him. His name is Burke. Nice kid.
Yep. Nice
man, I should say. We do that all the time. Oh, he was a really nice kid. How old was he? I don't know, 35. That's what happens when you get old. Anyway, but we really had a great time with him. Super smart. Very interesting. Really, of course, knew all the beers. One of the recipes was his.
Yep.
We were excited about a couple of these.
Everything was great.
Everything was really good.
We love the Doppelbock called Historic Detonator.
Mm-hmm.
There was, I think his was the cream ale. Our chai ta.
Oh, that would make sense. Why? Because we wouldn't normally order a cream ale.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
That was his. I think that's what he was drinking.
Yeah.
Ode to Odenard was an Oud Bruin. And, you
that
hardly
was
ever
fun.
see that.
You never see Oud Bruin in a microbrewery. Oh, no, never, obviously, because we just found one. But rarely.
You rarely see it.
And Oud Bruin is a really interesting style. It's Belgian, a little bit sour.
Yeah, it's
brown,
really
dark,
complex.
Very complex, very malty. Yeah. It's really good when it's made well, and this one was.
Everything they did was made well.
Yeah.
Honey Dip was a barrel-aged imperial stout with Madagascar vanilla. Atomic Duck, which is what we're drinking now. Echo in Vienna was a Vienna lager. Monique, which was a collaboration with several other breweries, but it was a Belgian quad. Waddle, like Duck's Waddle,
Yeah, the duck.
was a session IPA. And
Gerboise Blanche.
yeah, thank you, 'cause I never took French. And that was a farmhouse ale.
And fortunately, you can get as many of these little glasses as you want, little flight glasses. So we were able to try, like 34, 33 things. We couldn't try them all.
And
There's
such
no
a
way.
variety.
Yeah.
Like
huge.
it's not like 6 IPAs and
Right.
a stout. They had everything. So, and it's just so much fun when we get to sit with a member of the staff, a brewer or a beer tender who's really knowledgeable, and hang out and learn about the brewery and the environment and the beer. It's just, that's such a bonus.
That's pretty much the best part. And we did some of the Vegas stuff. We did the fountain and...
Yeah, we walked around
Walked
and
the
we
strip.
saw, Caesars and Bellagio and the Cholula. Like, we love Choluli's sculptures,
the Cholula
glass sculptures.
glass.
And I think it was the Bellagio has a huge collection and
But,
a huge sculpture. And
Yeah, really
there's
nice.
a lot of neat art in Vegas. It's all surreal, but
It is. That's exactly the word.
It's-
you feel like
you feel like you're in Rome one minute
in
and
New York,
Italy the
Venice.
next, and then New York.
Yeah,
and
we looked at
Venice.
the gondolas inside the casino.
Gondolas inside a casino.
It's so
But
silly.
I don't know.
It really is. It really is like Disney World, because when you go to Disney World, it's like you're in Morocco. They're pretending, and they dress it perfectly.
Yeah.
With the electric wires and the just everything. And then you realize you're not in Morocco. You're in Disneyland.
Yeah.
But it's that's pretty much Vegas for us. But it was cool to do it. I'd been in Vegas, but only
This was my first time in Vegas.
in the airport.
I'm not sure I'll ever go back, but
Yeah.
unless we got to fly into Boulder City, I guess.
Anyway, that's pretty much the Vegas report.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope. Turn it up, world.
Yeah, check out Turn It Up World. Cheers.
Cheers.